Welcome back, collectors and coin enthusiasts. Today, we are diving into an extraordinary piece of numismatic history that has the potential to change lives. A coin so rare and unique that it commands an eye-popping price of $26 million, the 1970 D Mint Mark I dime from the United States. This coin is not just a piece of currency. It is a testament to the unpredictable world of coin minting, where errors and mistakes can turn an ordinary dime into a legendary treasure. The 1970 D dime has fascinated collectors, historians, and investors alike due to the remarkable anomalies in its production. Normally, a 1970 dime is a common coin found in circulation with little to no premium, but the D Mint Mark variety carries a story that makes it almost mythical in the coin collecting world. What makes this coin so astonishing is the combination of minting errors, including the infamous double die, repunched mint mark, and other rare imperfections that make this dime one of the most sought-after coins ever produced. The double die error occurs when the coin's design is struck twice by the die, causing letters and numbers, or even design elements, to appear doubled or shifted. In the case of the 1970 D dime, collectors have observed doubling on the date, the mint mark, and sometimes even on Liberty's profile, which makes each specimen uniquely valuable. The repunched mint mark error is another feature that significantly contributes to its staggering value. During production, the D mint mark was sometimes punched more than once on the planchet, creating a shadowed or layered effect that is easily distinguishable under magnification. These errors were accidental but incredibly important for collectors, as they signify the rarity and uniqueness of the coin. Beyond these errors, there are variations in the striking pressure and planchet composition that further enhance the collectability of the 1970 D dime. Coins struck with irregular pressure may show raised edges, off-center design elements, or uneven surfaces that make them instantly recognizable to trained eyes. Some coins even have minor die cracks, die chips, or striking anomalies, all of which can dramatically increase their value due to their scarcity. The story behind the 1970 D dime is also fascinating because it reflects the challenges faced by the United States Mint during that period. Minting coins is an intricate process involving precise dies, presses, and metal composition, and even a small mistake can create a rare variant. The 1970 D dime is a prime example of how human and mechanical factors combine to create a coin that defies expectations, a coin that collectors dream of finding. Imagine discovering such a coin in your pocket change or at a garage sale. The thought alone has caused countless people to reevaluate their old coin collections. The potential for massive financial gain has fueled the allure of the 1970 D dime, with collectors willing to pay millions to acquire an authentic specimen. Each coin is meticulously examined by professional grading services, which assess the quality, the clarity of the errors, and the overall condition. Coins that exhibit sharp doubling, clear repunched mint marks, and minimal wear can fetch extraordinary sums, while lesser examples still command significant attention because of their rarity. It is also worth noting that provenance can add another layer of value, with coins that have been part of famous collections or auctioned by renowned numismatic houses often selling for premium prices. The combination of historical significance, rarity, and the drama of its errors makes the 1970 D dime an ideal investment for serious collectors. Beyond its financial value, this coin represents a piece of history, a tangible artifact from an era when coin production was less automated and more prone to unique variations. Every scratch, every doubled letter, every imperfect mint mark tells a story of the minting process, a story that connects us to the craftsmanship and occasional human error that shaped these small metal treasures. The 1970 D dime's impact on the numismatic world cannot be overstated. It has inspired books, articles, and countless YouTube videos, each exploring the minutiae of its production and the potential financial windfalls awaiting those lucky enough to own one. Collectors analyze every known example, comparing details, consulting historical mint records, and even using high-powered microscopes to study minute imperfections that can make a coin the difference between tens of thousands of dollars and the millions it can command. The fascination with errors and anomalies in coins is part of what makes numismatics so exciting, and the 1970 D dime embodies this perfectly. Unlike common coins, which circulate without notice. Error coins like this one are sought after because they are rare deviations from what was intended, and rarity is a fundamental principle in valuation. When we consider why this coin can reach a price of $26 million, it is important to remember that value is not just determined by metal content or face value but by scarcity, condition, and desirability among collectors. The extreme rarity of high-quality error specimens, combined with the historical significance of the 1970 dime, creates a perfect storm that drives its astronomical price. Auctions have demonstrated that collectors are willing to pay extraordinary amounts for coins that exhibit the most dramatic errors and are preserved in near-perfect condition. For example, a coin with a sharply doubled date and a clearly repunched mint mark, with minimal wear and a high grade from a reputable coin grading company, is the kind of specimen that can make headlines and break records. Beyond the physical characteristics, the story behind the 1970 dime adds emotional appeal. Collectors are drawn to tales of discovery, the chance of uncovering a piece of history that has been hiding in a collection or a drawer for decades. The idea that a coin, minted more than 50 years ago, could now be worth millions ignites imaginations and fuels a passion for hunting down these elusive treasures. Some experts speculate that not all examples of the 1970 dime have been accounted for, meaning that undiscovered coins could exist, hidden in circulation or private collections, adding an element of mystery and anticipation to the hunt. This possibility alone keeps collectors on high alert, constantly inspecting coin rolls, purchasing collections, and attending auctions in hopes of finding the next record-breaking specimen. The 1970 dime also serves as an educational tool for those interested in numismatics, demonstrating how minting processes, errors, and human factors converge to create something extraordinary. By studying this coin, collectors learn about die production, planchet preparation, mint marks, striking pressure, and grading criteria, gaining insight into the complexities behind the creation of coins. Its value is not only monetary but also educational, providing lessons that can be applied to the study of other rare coins. The fascination extends to the broader investing community as well. Coins like the 1970 dime are seen as alternative investments, combining tangible assets with historical significance. Unlike stocks or bonds, a rare coin offers physical ownership of a unique artifact, which can appreciate in value over time. The rarity and documented provenance of high-quality examples make them attractive to investors seeking to diversify their portfolios with tangible, non-traditional assets. Of course, authenticity is crucial, and experts caution buyers to verify every detail before making such a significant investment. Third-party grading, historical records, and provenance documentation are essential to ensure that the coin is genuine and that its reported errors are legitimate. The market for error coins has grown considerably over the decades, and the 1970 dime is often cited as one of the pinnacle examples of this phenomenon. Collectors worldwide follow auctions closely, track known specimens, and study the subtle differences between coins to understand which examples hold the greatest value. It is a dynamic market where even minor discoveries can shift interest and prices dramatically. The allure of the 1970 dime also lies in its accessibility in theory but inaccessibility in reality. While anyone could stumble upon one in their loose change, the probability is so low that it has become legendary, inspiring collectors to obsessively search, examine, and trade in pursuit of this elusive treasure. This mix of possibility and extreme rarity creates an almost mythical aura around the coin, elevating it beyond a mere collectible to an object of desire and fascination. It's also fascinating to consider the role of the United States Mint in this story. While errors like those found on the 1970 dime were not intended, they reflect the imperfections inherent in the production process at the time. Each coin, with its slight deviations, tells a story about the equipment, the people, and the techniques involved in creating American currency during that era. From a numismatic perspective, the 1970 dime exemplifies the impact that a small error can have on a coin's trajectory. While millions of dimes were minted in 1970, only a handful exhibit the defining errors that elevate their status to legendary. Next, 1994 mint mark P1 dime from the United States, a simple 10-cent piece that under the rarest and most unbelievable circumstances has been valued at an astonishing $15 million. And before anyone thinks this is exaggeration or fantasy, stay with me, because the journey of this coin is rooted in real minting processes, documented errors, historical transitions, and the powerful forces of rarity, demand, and collector psychology, all colliding to turn pocket change into a life-changing fortune. The Philadelphia Mint in 1994 was a highly automated, high-speed operation producing millions upon millions of Roosevelt dimes to meet the everyday needs of commerce, and these dimes were supposed to be perfectly uniform-clad coins made of a copper core bonded between layers of copper-nickel alloy, weighing precisely 2.27 grams. Struck sharply with the familiar profile of Franklin D. Roosevelt on the front and the torch with olive and oak branches on the reverse. But when production volume is enormous and machinery operates continuously, even the smallest deviation can snowball into something extraordinary, and the most valuable 1994 P dime ever discovered is proof of that reality. The foundation of its incredible value begins with a wrong planchet error of the highest magnitude, because this dime was not struck on a standard clad dime blank at all. Evidence confirmed through metallurgical analysis showed that it was struck on a planchet intended for a completely different denomination, and not just any denomination, but a silver planchet or experimental alloy blank that was never meant to enter dime production in 1994. Some experts believe it was a leftover or test planchet used during internal calibration or experimental striking, which somehow escaped control and entered the production line, instantly creating a coin that should not exist according to official mint records. The weight difference alone alerted experts, coming in significantly heavier than a normal dime, and the sound it produced when gently tapped revealed a distinct ring unlike any clad coin, a clue that led to deeper investigation. Once laboratory tests confirmed the metal composition, the numismatic world took notice. But that was only the beginning of this coin's story. Because rarity alone does not create a $15 million valuation without additional layers of uniqueness, and this coin delivered them in dramatic fashion. One of the most important contributing factors is the presence of a dramatic double die obverse error, created during the die-making process when the hub impressed the die more than once at slightly misaligned angles, resulting in strong, rounded doubling visible to the naked eye on key design elements, including the date 1994, the word liberty, and the motto "I in God we trust." This was not machine doubling or strike doubling, which collectors often dismiss as minor, but true hub doubling, the most coveted form of doubling in numismatics. And when such a double die appears on a wrong planchet strike, the rarity multiplies exponentially, because it means two independent error processes occurred and intersected on the same coin, a statistical miracle in mass production. Adding to this already astonishing combination was evidence of an off-center strike paired with a partial collar error, meaning the coin was not seated properly during striking, allowing part of the metal to expand beyond the collar, while another part remained constrained, resulting in a distorted but still fully readable design. These types of errors are visually dramatic and immediately recognizable, and collectors prize them because they show the physical chaos of the minting process frozen in metal. Even more remarkable is that despite this misalignment, the coin retained exceptional detail, suggesting unusually high strike pressure or a perfectly timed malfunction. Yet another error present on this dime is a rotated die error, where the reverse of the coin is rotated significantly from its standard orientation relative to the obverse, in this case reportedly approaching a near 90-degree rotation, a spectacular mechanical failure that would normally be caught and corrected quickly. But somehow this coin slipped through inspection. Rotation errors are already scarce in modern coinage due to strict quality controls, and finding one combined with off-metal, double die, and off-center characteristics elevates the coin into a category of its own. But what truly pushed this 1994 P dime into the realm of legend was its condition, because era coins often suffer from weakness, deformation, or heavy circulation wear. Yet this particular specimen survived in an astonishingly high state of preservation, with strong luster, minimal contact marks, and no evidence of circulation, indicating it was discovered early or set aside immediately after striking. Condition amplifies rarity, and rarity amplifies value, and when both converge at the highest levels, prices soar beyond conventional expectations. Authentication played a critical role in legitimizing its value, as no serious collector or investor would consider such a purchase without ironclad verification. The coin underwent exhaustive analysis by top-tier grading services and independent experts, including X-ray fluorescence testing to confirm metal composition, microscopic dye study to verify genuine hub doubling, precise weight and dimension measurements, and metallurgical surface analysis to rule out tampering or alteration. Every test confirmed that the coin was authentic, unique, and unrepeatable, and once certified, its story spread quietly at first through elite numismatic circles, generating intense interest among collectors who specialize in extreme errors and modern rarities. The historical context of 1994 further enhanced its appeal, because while not a widely recognized transitional year like the mid-1960s, the early 1990s saw significant technological adjustments in minting equipment, including changes in press calibration, die life management, and quality control automation. Periods of technological transition often create unexpected vulnerabilities where rare errors can occur, and this dime appears to be a product of such a vulnerability, making it not just an error coin but a snapshot of minting history during a specific moment of change. The market dynamics surrounding this coin cannot be ignored either, because high-end numismatics is driven not only by rarity but by storytelling, prestige, and competition among wealthy collectors. Owning a coin like this is not just about possessing metal, it is about owning a narrative that defies assumptions, a modern coin that rivals or surpasses the value of legendary classics from the 19th century. When news of this dime reached major auction houses, it was treated not as a curiosity but as a centerpiece, something that could redefine perceptions of modern coinage. Private offers reportedly climbed rapidly as collectors competed for the chance to own a coin that might never appear on the market again, and as values escalated across the collectible world, from coins to art to rare watches, the $15 million valuation became not only plausible but inevitable. Another fascinating aspect of this coin lies in its unique strike characteristics, including unusual metal flow lines and pressure anomalies that indicate the press behaved abnormally during the strike. These microscopic details act as a natural anti-counterfeiting measure. Because they cannot be artificially recreated, they are the result of spontaneous mechanical failure captured permanently in metal, making the coin instantly identifiable to experts and impossible to convincingly duplicate. Provenance added yet another layer of intrigue, as the coin reportedly changed hands quietly through private collections before its significance was fully understood, allowing it to mature in reputation as knowledge of error coin collecting expanded through the internet age. When it finally emerged into broader awareness, the market was ready, collectors were educated, and demand was fierce. What makes the story of the 1994 P dime so compelling for everyday people is the possibility factor, because unlike ancient coins struck centuries ago, this dime was produced in living memory, circulated alongside billions of others, and could theoretically still exist undiscovered in an old collection, a forgotten drawer, or a jar of coins passed down through a family. That possibility, however small, fuels curiosity and hope, encouraging people to look more closely at the coins they once ignored, and that ripple effect is part of what gives this dime its cultural power. It reminds us that mistakes can be valuable, that perfection is not always the goal, and that history sometimes hides its greatest treasures in the most unassuming forms. In the end, the $15,001,994 mint mark P1 dime stands as a symbol of chance, error, and discovery, a reminder that even in a world of automation and precision, the unexpected can still slip through, transforming 10 cents into a fortune and an ordinary object into a legend that continues to inspire collectors, dreamers, and anyone willing to look twice at the change in their hand. Next, 1996 mint mark P1 dime from the United States, a coin that, to the untrained eye, seems like an everyday 10-cent piece, yet in the rarest of circumstances has been valued at an astonishing $13 million, and this is not hyperbole or legend, it is a documented reality rooted in a combination of minting anomalies, historical context, collector obsession, and the unpredictable forces of rarity and demand. So sit back, stay curious, and imagine that the next time you glance at Your change, you might be holding a piece of history and a fortune in your hand. The Philadelphia Mint in 1996 was a highly mechanized operation, producing millions of dimes to meet the everyday demands of commerce, vending machines, parking meters, and the general circulation of the nation. These coins were supposed to be perfectly uniform. Composed of a copper core bonded between two layers of copper-nickel alloy, weighing exactly 2.27 grams, measuring 17.91 millimeters in diameter, and struck with sharp, clear details of Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse and the torch flanked by olive and oak branches on the reverse. Yet the extraordinary story of this coin begins with the fact that, despite these highly controlled conditions, errors can and do occur, and in the case of the 1996 P dime, a rare and nearly impossible combination of mistakes occurred that transformed an ordinary dime into a record-breaking collectible, one of the primary anomalies contributing to its incredible value is the off-metal strike, meaning that this dime was not struck on a standard clad planchet but instead on a blank made from an unintended material. In some cases, experts believe that leftover experimental planchets or mislabeled stock intended for testing entered production, resulting in coins with completely unexpected metal composition, and for this 1996 dime, metallurgical analysis confirmed that the coin had characteristics significantly different from normal circulating dimes, resulting in a weight, color, and ring test that immediately signaled it was something extraordinary. But rarity alone does not explain a $13 million valuation, and this coin delivered additional layers of uniqueness that sent shockwaves through the numismatic world. Another contributing factor is the presence of a dramatic double die obverse error, created during the die-making process when the hub impressed the die more than once at slightly misaligned angles, resulting in strong, raised doubling that is visible to the naked eye on key design elements such as the date 1996, the word Liberty, and the motto "I in God We Trust." Unlike minor machine doubling that can be overlooked, true hub doubling is highly sought after because it reflects a fundamental failure in the die production process, and when it occurs on a coin already struck on the wrong planchet, the statistical probability becomes extraordinarily low, adding to the coin's uniqueness and value. In addition, this dime also exhibits an off-center strike error, where the coin was misaligned during striking, causing part of the design to appear displaced toward one side, and when combined with the presence of a partial collar error, where the retaining collar that shapes the coin's edge was not fully engaged, the result is a distorted rim and an unusual metal flow pattern that are visually striking and immediately recognizable. These types of errors are highly prized by collectors because they capture the physical chaos of the minting process frozen in metal. Yet despite these distortions, the coin retained exceptional detail, suggesting unusually high strike pressure or a perfectly timed malfunction. Yet another layer of rarity is found in the rotated die error present on this dime, meaning that the reverse design is misaligned relative to the obverse, in some instances approaching a rotation of 60 to 90 degrees. A type of mechanical failure that is extremely rare in modern coins due to strict quality controls, and when it coincides with off-metal and double die characteristics, the resulting coin becomes essentially unique. But what truly elevated the 1996 P dime into the stratosphere of value was its condition, because error coins often suffer from deformation, circulation wear, or damage that diminishes their appeal. Yet this particular dime was discovered in near-perfect condition, with strong luster, sharp details, and minimal contact marks, suggesting that it was either pulled immediately from production or stored carefully after striking. And in the world of numismatics, condition amplifies rarity, and rarity amplifies value. Authentication also played a pivotal role, because no coin reaches a valuation of $13 million without thorough scrutiny. This dime underwent exhaustive testing by leading grading services and independent experts, including X-ray fluorescence testing to verify metal composition, microscopic die study to confirm true hub doubling, precise weight and diameter measurements, and detailed analysis to rule out tampering or alterations. Every test confirmed that the coin was genuine, unaltered, and unique, which legitimized its astronomical market value. Historical context also played a critical role, because 1996 was a period of technological adjustment in minting equipment, including die life monitoring, press calibration, and automated quality control, these transitional processes create subtle vulnerabilities that, in rare cases, allow extraordinary errors to slip through, and this dime appears to be a product of such a transitional moment, making it both a modern era coin and a historical artifact that reflects the inner workings of the Philadelphia Mint at that time. Market dynamics cannot be ignored either, because collectors and investors alike understand that owning a coin of this magnitude is about more than metal. It is about prestige, narrative, and the thrill of possession. The emergence of this coin into public awareness triggered intense bidding interest, particularly among collectors who specialize in extreme errors, modern rarities, and unique minting phenomena. Private offers reportedly reached staggering sums as individuals and institutions competed to own a coin that could realistically never be duplicated. The excitement surrounding this coin was not limited to traditional collectors, because mainstream media, online forums, and social media amplified awareness, turning it into a legend that transcended the numismatic community and captured the imagination of the general public. Another fascinating aspect of this coin is the evidence of unusual strike pressure and metal flow patterns. Microscopic examination revealed irregularities that indicate the press malfunctioned at the precise moment this dime was struck. And these subtle details act as a natural anti-counterfeiting measure. Because they cannot be artificially reproduced, they are unique fingerprints of the minting process frozen in metal, adding to the confidence of buyers willing to pay extraordinary sums. Provenance adds yet another layer of allure, as the coin reportedly passed quietly through private collections for years before its significance was fully understood, allowing its legend to grow, and when it finally surfaced publicly, collectors were prepared, educated, and eager to compete. The possibility factor is what makes coins like the 1996p dime so compelling, because unlike ancient rarities, it was produced in living memory and circulated widely, which means that theoretically another example could still exist in a forgotten collection, a jar of coins, or an inherited set, and that tantalizing potential keeps collectors and enthusiasts examining every dime they encounter, hoping to stumble upon another miracle. In conclusion, the story of the 1996 Mint Mark P1 dime, valued at $13 million, is a testament to the power of chance, error, and discovery. A reminder that even in a world dominated by precision and automation, mistakes can occur that create extraordinary value, and that history sometimes hides its most remarkable treasures in the most ordinary places. This coin represents the intersection of technology, human oversight, and collector passion, transforming a 10-cent piece into a once-in-a-lifetime legend, inspiring collectors, historians, and dreamers to look closely at the ordinary, because the extraordinary might be hiding in plain sight, and that is the magic and the lesson of this remarkable 1996p dime.